Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Well, today we have another very interesting armour kit to have a look at, and it's loaned to us very kindly by a friend of the channel, Stuart Neal. So thanks very much to Stuart. He actually offered me a number of kits to look at, and I thought, Meng, because we've recently had a look at the Jagd Panther from Riffield model, which gave me a bit of a headache, to be honest. But it was a kit that had a full interior set within it. It was everything. Now here, interestingly, we have got the King Tiger set 135th from Meng. It's their kit number, get it right, TS-037. But we're also going to look at the interior. They do a separate interior set for it. So rather than having a huge long video like we had then, I was exhausted at the end of that, and I had a bit of a headache from the instructions. So here with Meng, we're going to do two separate videos. We're going to do the tank today, and then another day we're going to show you the interior set that goes with it. So there'll be echoes of that Jagd Panther, but a little bit more manageable. Now this is the Porsche turret version, which is the more sort of rounded looking, as opposed to the Henschel turret version, which was the more commonly in service in World War II of the Tiger or Tiger II. This one, it says, comes with the military map of Caen, drawn in 1944. Okay, and it says options for the King Tiger Porsche turret at different periods provided: movable main gun and bow machine gun design, easy to assemble links and lengths tracks provided. So you see straight away they're going a different route from Riffield and going for a bit of an easier assembly. Now, I'm not knocking Riffield, by the way. I was very impressed with the Riffield Jagd Panther, but so part heavy, aren't they? That was really a detailed kit. Maybe too much for some people. I think maybe for me that was perhaps a bit too much. It says here, full interior of the Tiger can be built with the SPS-062 interior set, which we will look at separately. Okay, we'll do that another day. So, fine PE parts and an assembly jig is also provided. Excellent, so why don't we take a look. So on the side we have got, we've got the AK. For some reason they've gone with AK Interactive paints, which I wish manufacturers would stop just, palling up with one supplier, because it doesn't work. Many of us are using different paints and a variety in some cases. But you've got here the Wehrmacht in France in 1944, so that's probably going to end up in the Battle of Normandy, that one. And then on the other side we've got the Wehrmacht in Hungary 1945 in the winter camo. And it's got here German heavy tank, King Tiger Porsche turret. Was the initial version of the King Tiger tank. Okay. It was fitted with a turret which was produced for the Porsche heavy tank prototype VK4502P. That's why it's often called the King Tiger Porsche turret. The King Tiger saw its first combat near Caen in July 1944 and has greatly shocked the Allied forces. Yeah. Shocked them? I think they had a bit of a trouser accident, and not a good sort either. Definitely brown trouser moment when they came up against this. What was it? 55 tons, was it? As it say, it didn't actually say that, did it? It didn't give us the weight. It's weighed a great deal, but actually it did go up against it. Now the kit is actually 2018 vintage from Meng, or Meng as I'm told they're supposed to be pronounced. Let's have a look at what we've got in here anyway. Now some of you will know that I've got the rather simple build Tamiya King Tiger, the Ardennes version I've got, complete with the motorcyclist and all that stuff. Now what I've done to save time, because I knew there's going to be a lot of parts, I've actually opened the bags, and these have had to be cut open, which Stuart gave us full permission to do, so yes, go ahead. But don't worry, I will reseal those for him, in due course. Make sure we get all the parts. Don't miss anything. There's a couple of bags I may not open that I'll still seal. But we want to look at the plastic. Now in here we also have a couple of extras. We've got some photo etch. Let's put that there. But let's start with this one. This is the map of Caen. Or Normandy, the whole Normandy basically. But what I have to tell you, I had a quick look at this because I know a fair bit about the Battle of Normandy. I've It's one of my stronger subjects in terms of World War II history. But I'm going to zoom in a little bit for this, but I have to warn you, it's not very detailed. It doesn't show any sort of defences or military positions or anything. It's just a map, really. So here you've got, it goes up as far as Arromanches, so this is where the British landings were, where we actually ended up having the Mulberry Harbour here at Arromanches. They built the harbour out sort of like this and like this. This is quite low res though. I think they may have been singing their praises a bit too much with this. It does go down, it's quite big. I like the idea of it. I'm not knocking this. I like this when they have these historic items. But it goes down to as far as Caen, and it doesn't cover the vital areas really. It only goes as far as Carpiquet. So you've got the Carpiquet airfield, but the airfield isn't actually marked, which I thought was very strange. Carpiquet is just literally, as you're looking at it, where it says Caen there, just a couple of inches to the left is the Carpiquet airfield. Not even marked as an airfield, which I thought was very odd. I think this is actually pre-1944 map. I think it's not particularly relevant to the battle. You know, it doesn't show Hill 131. It doesn't show Hillman or anything like that. Does it show? Does it show where the radar station is? I'm just trying to find. I'm looking. It doesn't. No, it's just a map. It's just kind of an out-of-date map. This to me is like almost looks like a pre-war map. I'm not terribly convinced by that, so we won't dwell on it. I like the idea of it, and I like the way they've produced it. But if it had a bit more, you know, if it showed the front line or something and was a bit more meaningful, it seems a bit pointless, if I'm quite honest. So a little bit sceptical about that. Not going back in. Why doesn't it want to fold down? Have I folded it incorrectly? Because we don't want to do that. No, I didn't fold it incorrectly. It's spot on. Strange. Well, I do like when they have these historical things. It's right up my street, really, but it's a strange one. I didn't see any relevance, actually. You know, if I didn't know any better, there's no sign of World War II on that map at all. They don't even mark the airfield. Well, that's a bit weird. Because it was an airfield that had proper runways, wasn't it, I think? It would certainly be marked if they got that map from the Germans, you know. So, not very meaningful. Anyway, let's get into the details that they do provide that are meaningful. Now, generally, I quite like Meng's products. Most of them are pretty good, in fairness. So we've got here a nice separate colour call-out sheet, which I approve of. Unlike Riffield, who weirdly suddenly put it in the middle of their instruction book for no apparent reason, completely out of sequence. So you've got here the Wehrmacht in France 1944 version with your typical sort of camo. Then there's the Hungary one we talked about, 1945. But there's also it actually says Normandy, not just France. So this is actually Normandy campaign markings for this one. So there's a third option which doesn't mention on the box, strangely. That's very cool. That's very cool. So this is the Battle of Normandy, and these guys will be up against the British around Caen for sure. Yes, I like that. That's very good. Okay. Then we've got our. Again, it's got this slightly strange size to it. It's very much the size of the new Tamiya instructions that we keep using. But what I do like about Meng, amongst other things, is that they do make a little bit of an effort. So you've already seen a little bit of detail on the box, which you don't get from Riffield, and you certainly don't get from Great Wall Hobby and people like that. Now they've got a bit more here. It says German heavy tank King Tiger, Tiger 2, Porsche turret was the first Tiger version. It had the same hull as the one with the Henschel turret, but was fitted with a turret designed by the Krupp company for the Porsche heavy tank development project. That's also why it's called the King Tiger Porsche turret. By then, Krupp had produced up to 50 of these turrets for the cancelled Porsche heavy tank project. 50, wow, must have cost a few bob. They were fitted to the hull of VK4503, which was called Tiger B or Tiger 2. should say they were then fitted, but anyway. The King Tiger saw its first action near Caen and greatly shocked Allied troops. The 503rd Heavy Panzer Battalion, the Abteilung 503, of the Wehrmacht were equipped with these King Tigers and put them into combat on July the 11th, 1944. I wouldn't want to be the Tommy facing these. Its 3rd Company was the first one to fight with the Allies. The unit was attached to the 22nd Panzer Regiment of the 21st Panzer Division, which was ordered to strike back at Colombelles, seized by the Canadian troops to the east of Caen. Well, this is when they took the Carpiquet airfield, isn't it? No, it's the west of Caen. Big pardon. Ignore me. Carry on. Because the Canadians did take Carpiquet airfield. I had a right scrap there. It was a very bloody battle. On that day, the King Tigers destroyed 11 Sherman tanks and captured another 2. At first, the British reported it as the new version of the Panther, because they were so surprised by its thick armour and protection. Soldiers of the Allied troops called this beast the King Tiger, and the name quickly spread and became one of the most terrifying memories of Allied troops in the campaign. Well, it's no wonder, is it? Something about this Porsche turret makes it's not bigger really, but it just makes it look bigger. Something about the dimensions and the shape of it makes it look more threatening. A huge thing. Right, let's zoom in. So again, beautiful background. Yes, thank you very much, Meng. We appreciate that. And we'd like to see more of that, please, from everybody. Thank you very much. Right, here we go then, instructions. Now, if you remember, I got very cross with Riffield on their instructions because they were poor at best. Now, let's see what we've got here from Meng. Surely they can do better. We've started off well. Sure enough, we've got A, B and C options, so that's a good start, making it clear. We've got some descriptions saying wheel assembly, which is also good, showing you building up your drive sprockets and your idler wheels. Attaching the hull parts, again, clear information about what we're doing and what the parts are. Even descriptive, lower hull, opposite, very good. Attaching the swing arms. Limiter, it's got some good detail. This is good. Now this has got to be said, yeah. China, Meng are showing you the way. So it can be done, can't it? You've got all sorts of details here. Torsion bar, it's all being pointed out. Exactly what was missing in the Riffield. Attaching wheels, so you've got all your main road wheels coming on here. And your torsion bars. Interleaving of the wheels, of course, your drive sprockets and your idler wheels going on there. At the back, rear hull armour plate assembly. So, you know, all your various brackets and fittings and things going on there. And here you've got your main exhaust coming in. And you've got your exhaust armour shrouds that go round. Rear hull armour parts. Right exhaust pipe cover. It's all clearly almost Tamiya-like in the way that they're documenting what you're doing and what the parts are. Now we need to have this description, we do. Attaching the rear hull armour, so you've got your rear bulkhead, basically your rear wall with complete exhaust. Then you've got this Lincoln length, which we're looking forward to, because we know that in the Riffield you had many track links with many pins. Here we've got classic Tamiya style, Lincoln length, and then just a few links around the tight radius at the end. What a good idea. Excellent. I love it. Do not mix up the left track with the right one. So it's got, again, helping you along, giving you advice, kind of whispering in your ear saying, watch out, you could go wrong here, and they're trying to help you. And you've got your front upper glasses being fitted there. You've got your main upper hull deck with your rotator ring and your sort of gun coupole there. And so it goes on with all these various parts going in here, fairly clearly marked. Left engine coolant vent cover. Brilliant, excellent information. You've got some, what looks like some photo etch coming in here that's going to be on the grills. Right engine cooling vent cover. Superb information. Perfect. Over here, engine deck hatches. Engine deck and driver's compartment hatches assembly. Clear, concise information. Well, still quite a few little parts, I think. It's not going to be a low part count, but I don't think it's going to be quite as bad as we saw the other week. It looks like a nice kit, this does. It really does. Driver's compartment hatches, engine deck hatches. You've got your tow cables coming in there. Whoops, there, sorry. Tow cables. You've got your barrel cleaning rods, and then you've got your grill assemblies, because there's a lot of cooling needed on this engine. It's got the Maybach engine, hasn't it? It was a bit underpowered, actually, I have to say. They basically used an existing engine, and it wasn't really up to the job, actually. Lot of weight for one of those engines to haul around. Anyway, then you've got various tools coming on the side here. And ultimately you're going to put your hull in. Where did that machine gun appear from? I missed that. I wasn't paying attention. Hang on a second. Where was the machine gun? Oh yeah, there it was. Yeah, it's because you put the machine gun... Sorry, I missed that. It's put through from back to front. I didn't quite pick up on that. So, then you've got your main hull done. Going to move on to all the ancillary equipment, like the jack. I wonder if we've got any photo etch in this one. But this is the jack. You've got the wheel mudguards. You've got your headlight, and you've got your side skirt, wheel fenders, wheel guards, track guards, I should say, to protect them from shell rounds, and the wheel arches at the front, if you will. Then we're going to get into our main turret, putting the armour on, so you've got armour cladding going around it. That's cool. Building up the turret bottom parts and breech assembly. Okay. Attaching the bottom turret. You've got this lovely shaped Porsche turret going onto the mounting ring. And then we've got... This is the roof of the turret itself with the cupola. Attaching the top turret. You've got the cupola with all of its periscope mirrors, viewing hatches all around the turret hatch. And then you've got the access hatches going in here. Rear access hatch complete with armour. It's actually different, isn't it? It's got, yeah, that's quite different on the Porsche turret actually. It's got like a different, yeah, that's interesting actually. Okay, it just looks different from the Henschel, doesn't it? At the back, it's got like this additional armour plate basically, and then you've got all these grab handles, and you've got all the viewing periscopes going in there. You've got the track link hanging brackets. Lots and lots of parts going on the side here. You've got your access hatch, and for the cupola. And again, on the other side, you've got more hanging brackets for the track links, and then you've got your gun mantlet, and then you've got those track links that are going to hang on there themselves, and then you're going to build your gun. And we've got a metal barrel for this, turned metal barrel. Looks like we've got. Yes, I must admit I don't like the idea of that as much. It's got two halves for the muzzle brake. On the Ryefield it was a slide moulded single part, which I think was much nicer, but anyway. Then we've got our MG34 here. Loader's hatch for the gunner. Commander's hatch, complete with his release mechanism. And then you're going to install the gun, and those hatches going on to complete with the machine gun on the top. And then that's it, you drop your completed turret. It's almost like a separate kit, isn't it? Then finally we've got, it goes into your hull obviously to complete the tank, and then we've got our sprue mat, and then blank sheets of paper at the back. Not quite sure why we have the blank sheets of paper, unless they were intending for those to be, maybe they were going to be different variants or something. It's almost like that was going to be the colour call out, isn't it? It's a bit strange. How odd. Right, okay, well I think it's very, very well done, those instructions, in complete contrast to Ryefield. Good clarity, advice, very good, excellent. What's so lacking elsewhere? I'm not going to open this bag, it's Stuart's kit, and I don't think it's necessary to open this because we've only got some tiny decals, which are basically the markings on the side with the tank number and a couple of German crosses, and that's it really. So I won't open that bag. And the other side, we've got all the grills, which do look nice. And they're quite thin, I can tell you. Nice thin feel to them. Yeah, I like that. That's a nice pack. Okay, so that's that one. And first item up on display, I'll just organise this out slightly. Just bear with me 1 second. There will be some sprues that are repeated, of course, so we'll only look at one of each. Did I just see something fly across me? A piece of plastic just flew across my beam. It's alright, it's clearly a little bit of sprue. No, it's not a part of that. I'll put it back in the bag just in case. Just in case. I'm pretty sure that's just a rogue bit of sprue. Let's have a look then. So we've got the main, it's got a bathtub style hull. So that saves a lot of building at the beginning, doesn't it? Okay. Nicely done. Fairly detailed as well. Yeah, quite like that. Plenty of detail underneath as well. So they've made it, you know, in one piece, but they've not skimped on the detail with all the hatches. That's very cool. Yep, that's very nice. I'll pop that back in there. It also has its polycap sitting with it for some reason. There. Okay, then we have got, this is the one where, again, the piece of sprue has just popped out again. So we've got the protective, the side sort of sand shields, if you like, for the or shell shields would be a better description, I think, for these, for the tracks. Down the side, looks nice. It's really good. I like Meng. They mould well and they have good instruction. They're kind of good all-rounders from China. So why the others have to be so damned lazy? There's no other word for it, really, is there? Meng seem to make a little bit of effort. They've put a bit of history. They've even got a map. Yeah, I was a bit underwhelmed by the map, I have to say, but but I'm not knocking them for doing it. I just didn't see much relevance. You know, if it had some German positions marked on there, that would have been much more impressive, I think. But these are nice, aren't they? Look at the moulding here for these grills on the engine deck. And then you've got your top hatch area there. You've got your front glasses. Yeah, it's the internal glasses, isn't it? The internal front glasses there. And then you've got your tow cables, which they're moulded in plastic and they look really nice. So those are good. A couple of tools, you've got like a, what do we got here? Hatchet, and then here there's a spade, and here there's like a handle for the jack handle. Yep, all very good. Excellent, that's a good start. First one done. I'm going to try and make sure this one doesn't last 90 minutes like the last one did. Here we go. Now we're into the Porsche turret. Look at this. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's very nice actually. Now this looks like flash, but it isn't. You've got to remember this has like a liner, an external armour liner on it. So that's not flash, that's actually there to help locate it when you place it on. Because you're seeing like the internal structure here. This is the external bit here with the armour plate. And then here you've got your mudguards at the front. Got the muzzle brake here, which I was a bit worried about with the gun. It looks like it probably, in fairness, it looks like that might fit quite nicely, because if you look, it's got pins and holes, so it should locate okay. I think it might be okay. My fears may not be founded. I hope not. It's kind of strange on this Sprue though, isn't it? They've got like this great big empty bit at the bottom, look, huge empty spot at the bottom. Strange. And then you've got the rotator ring here on the top of the deck. You've got a gun barrel here, but I'm pretty sure we have a metal barrel somewhere, he says. Yes, there's an option of a metal barrel, so I think we should look at that next, in fact. Here's our metal barrel. Now I'm not going to open this bag because I don't think it's necessary, but you can clearly see that that is a nice proper 88mm metal barrel. Put that back for him. But if you wish, there is actually a plastic option as well. So there's obviously different versions of the kit. You've got your big mantlet here for the gun, where the gun exits. That's a really nice Sprue, just very strange about that big empty space. Yeah, there's some nice hatches there as well, that's nice. I say Meng's moulding is maybe not absolutely as sharp as Ryefield. It's a little bit more sort of Tamiya in style, if you know what I mean. There's nothing wrong with that. More than adequate. Sometimes Ryefield can maybe get a little bit over the top. They do complicate matters a little bit. They are fine kits, don't get me wrong. Very fine indeed. Right, this would be the next one, wouldn't it? Logically. And this has got the exterior. This has got the exterior armour plate for the Porsche turret, which you can see here, and looks very fine indeed, I have to say. Check that out. Yeah, and then we've got the top hatch here, on the roof of the Porsche turret, I should say. Beautiful finish, very nice. And over here we've got all these. Oops, didn't like the sound of that. Thought I broke something. Don't worry, I didn't. It's okay. Panic not. We've got the this is the internal sort of exit of the gun where it comes out of the mantlet, and you got all these little caps and vents that go on the engine deck. Got your MG34 machine gun there, which looks very nice. Like that one. And then you've got all the internal parts for the what have we got there? Just trying to figure out what they are, 'cause it's not internal, is it? No, it must be the various hatches that are going on the back of the deck and on top of the turret. And over here you've got the turret hatches and the rear hatch, rear turret hatch. And then you've got your shrouds for your exhaust armour, protect the exhaust. And here we've got the little mantlet for the machine gun at the front, on the front glasses. Which is nice, isn't it? It's like a those little gun ports that you see in a bunker. See lots of those. And over here we've got the engine parts of the engine deck framework. Looks like an ammo box. Is that an ammo box? It was mentioned, wasn't it? Control box or something. Very nice moulding. Yeah, there's nothing wrong there. What's going to be a bit exasperating about this review is that you'll take it at face value more than I will, because I know what's coming. The next one is going to be this complete interior. It's going to be a lot of plastic in the next review. I've seen it. I had a quick glance and oh goodness, here we go again. And here we've got the main upper hull, and it always reminds me of the Panther, which is why I think the British Tommies thought it was like a new version of the Panther. It's like a Panther that's taken some steroids, this tank, isn't it, really? You can see it's got the barrel cleaning rods there for the gun. I like the way they've integrated this within, you know, within another part. They've got their money's worth out of this particular sprue, much better than that other one we saw where it had a big empty space. Here's the rear wall where you're going to mount all your exhausts and your jack. Get your external cabling here, tow cables and things. That's your engine deck, centre of the engine deck. And then you've got the top of the where the ring mount is for the turret. And then you've got some more tools, another like a hatchet here. There we go. And again, some very nice pieces, you know, got wire cutters. Lovely moulding there, beautiful. Yeah, they're doing a good job with it, aren't they? Oh, there's actually a second. I'm not sure I like this one as much. It looks a bit flashy to me. Is it my imagination? Maybe it is. I haven't got my closest zoomy glasses on today. But that's the second gun muzzle flash eliminator there. I thought the other one was better, the first one we saw. Just see the tiniest hint of flash. Right. Now then, there's only a couple left because we've actually got many multiples, and they've done it quite cleverly actually. They've gone for the wheels and tracks basically all on one sprue, most of the wheels and tracks. So you've got link and length, which they've done here, the length, which is really nice. I like this. I think they've got this about right, you know. I think this is the way for it to be done. So you've got some separate track links, which you've got to make up here that go around the front, the idler wheels at the back and the sprocket wheels at the front. And then you've got basically your road wheels here, and you've got your torsion bars here. And all the little bits of the little hangers I mentioned, which go on the turret as well, which hold up those pieces of track link. Turn it around, get a slightly better view on this side, I think. Now that's nice, isn't it? Some really fine moulding here. Great detail. Yeah, and I like the way they've done this separate link and length combo. Yeah, they've done that well, I think. You've got some your tow hooks here as well. And they've gone for some slide moulding. Now, I was a bit curious. I don't know why they didn't do that with the muzzle, so they have done some slide moulding, Ryefield fashion. Why didn't they do that with the gun muzzle then? That would have been better, I think. Anyway, but no, overall, that's excellent. I like it. Put that in there, and then really, that only leaves us with really one major sprue left, which is all the drive sprockets and a little bit more track. And I think it's a spare track that goes on the side. And then you've got your idler wheels and your transmission drive exit. Indeed. Well, I like it very much. I think it's got some good, sensible designs elements within this kit. Common sense, which some others seem to lack. The only other sprue, by the way, which I haven't talked to you about, is this clear sprue. It's only got the tiny periscopes in it. It's not really worth talking about. Just tiny periscope glasses. That's all they are. Well, I really like that actually. I think that's been done very well as a concept. I think, as I say, there's some good common sense in this kit, which some of the others seem to lack. In chasing detail, some of them seem to not give us any detail at all, if you know what I mean. So, I am very impressed with that. Very impressed with it. I think it's got sensible part count. It's not over the top. It's not in your face. And the instructions are understandable. I'm going to give that 10 out of 10. I would have done it with a bit more enthusiasm had the map just been a bit better. I mean, the map's great, but it's just, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't mark it down because it's an extra, it's a bonus. But it's just a bit disappointing, that map, actually. It's the only disappointment in the box. You're thinking, oh, map of cards would be fascinating, you know. And when you get there, it's kind of poorly printed and it doesn't show anything. It's just a map of France. It could have been, that map could have been 1938, quite frankly, but anyway. Anyway, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10 because I think it's a lovely kit, that. And it's going to be interesting to see the interior set for it and how that will obviously give you all these extra elements. I don't know if it includes the engine as well, but we shall see. That's going to be the sequel to this video, so stay tuned. I didn't want to make it as long as we did with that Jag Panther, which went on forever. I thought this would be a bit tighter, this one. And it's a very enjoyable review to do, and a nice model there. Retailing, I think this is for about £55, £60, £55 probably. In the 50s to 60s bracket anyway, and a nice kit for the money, actually. I think the interior set is about £35–40, so you could end up spending £100 to get the ultimate King Tiger, if you like. But we shall see. We'll look at that separately and we'll come to that later. Hope you'll give me 10 out of 10 with a thumbs up. Thank you very much to Stuart Neal for loaning us the kit. Really glad I've seen that now, because it's kind of cheered me up. I think Meng they're on the right track in the way that some of the other Chinese manufacturers like Great Wall and Ryefield and others are not on the right track, in my opinion. These guys are more than just good plastic. They're giving you history, they're giving you clear instructions, and we need all those things. So, thanks a lot, Stuart. Hope those of you who haven't already become subscribers will subscribe. Costs you nothing. If you are subscribers, don't forget to ding the notification bell. And until next time, and we'll have part 2 coming up soon with this in a day or two, with the interior kit to go with this one, and I shall see you then. And in the meantime, stay well, stay safe, look after yourselves. Thanks for your time watching the video. Until next time, thanks a lot. Bye for now.